With US stocks up 18% so far this year and Europe lagging behind, many fund managers are looking to Europe to pick up bargains. Franklin Templeton Investments' Mike Clement says we've now got bargains not seen in the last 40 years.
Yeah, we think it's time to buy European equities. I mean, it's not as cheap as it was a year ago or 18 months ago, but if you look at measures such as the PE ratio, you have to go back to the 1970s before you find it looking as attractive as it is today. And the same is true on other metrics such as the price to book metric.
To add to that, economic data from the bloc has been brightening up, plus the economic crisis has been stabilizing, at least for now. Investors are taking note. The Eurozone's economically challenged periphery like Spain and Greece have charted some of the strongest gains. Plus, EPFR shows the two major Europe regional equity fund groups saw the biggest combined flows since December. But Barings Asset Management's Christopher Mahon says timing is everything.
Well, certainly we are seeing flickers of life in the European patient. Things like consumer confidence have been increasing. Things like the trade deficits and the current account deficits have been improving in the periphery. The question remains, what attitude does Merkel take to the periphery after the election?
If the German Chancellor makes forgiving sounds surrounding the periphery, Christopher says it'll be good for stocks. But if she takes a more austere view, it'll put more pressure on equities. Once that uncertainty is over though, where should investors look to pick up equity bargains?
There'll be lots of interesting opportunities in the European industrial sector. That's generally been quite weak. We're finding some ideas at the moment in the German industrial sector and in the French industrial sector. We're also looking at a couple of ideas in the Nordics.
Well, we really are fans of the core part of Europe, the Germanys, the Switzerlands, the Netherlands of the world. That's where we've been focusing on. And in those areas, we've been focusing on financials, particularly those which have strong balance sheets, and also consumer stocks, those which can capture the consumer-driven recovery coming out of the States.
Of course, this European equity buying spree is based on the assumption the recovery takes hold and the Eurozone crisis blows over. If it doesn't, those bargains may not be so cheap after all.